Good morning. It is day 9 of Vlogmas, and I sound like this. Hi, Baxter. Baxter's concerned about me. I smell weird to him. It's when you take a lot of medicine. You look weird. You smell weird. Are you alright? Huh? He was howling this morning because Joe and I took separate cars. He left in the truck because he has he has a game tonight. Well, he has to do gate duty for the basketball game for the high school. And I have something going on after school, so we had to take separate cars. So Baxter thought that we were both gone, and he was howling. And then he realized that I was here. So, are you just trying to film this video for me, please? Are you helping me? Yeah, thanks. So, in other news, Baxter, he likes to run off now. He's getting to be an exploratory toddler, and he likes to run into the woods and not come back when we call him. And a couple weeks ago, he ran down the road, which really scared me because there are fast trucks that drive up and down this road. Like, I don't want him to get hit. So I think Baxter is getting a containment system for Christmas. You have no idea, buddy, what you're in for. The gig is up. The gig is up. Okay, the gig is up. Last night, I went over to Katie's for a little while and hung out there and relaxed. And she has good Wi-Fi, and I uploaded while I was resting. And Baxter. And when I came back, he smelled Haven on me, their dog. And he loves Haven. That's his play buddy and his best friend. And he was jealous that I went to see Haven without him. Weren't you? Were you jealous? Yeah. You were jealous. Wish I could just stay home all day today because I really don't feel good. But today we have some fun activities going on at the school. And so this video will be about how I do a crafting and cocoa party for my students. So let's jump right in. So if you've been watching my channel, you know that we have a special activity going on today at school. And students who have behaved and done their work over the last few weeks are able to join in their choice of an activity room. My activity room is the cocoa and crafts room, which we're making ornaments. So these ornaments that you see the students working on, they came from the Dollar Tree and the Dollar General. I bought the foam ones from the Dollar General. And this one is super cute that she is assembling in this picture. It's a red Christmas truck, which I love the red Christmas truck. It totally goes with my theme. And there are a few other ones. There was a Santa, there was a gnome. They're just super cute. And then I also had felt ornaments from the Dollar Tree, which were like gingerbread men and dogs and different ones like that. So I created 3 tables in my classroom, just like stations, and the students could spread themselves out evenly and pick which one they were going to go to. At one table I had the felt ornaments, at another table I had the foam ornaments, and then at the third table I did a teacher-led station where they made borax ornaments, which is a big sciencey thing, and I'll explain that a little bit more in a bit. If you'd like to try that, I will also link the instructions down below. It comes from Steve Spangler Science, although there are a lot of other teachers that have things out there about it as well. But I just love his directions because they have lots of pictures and they're very simple, and he includes videos. So I'll put that in the description box for you if you'd like to try it. I did not color my ornaments from the borax ornaments just because I didn't want to deal with all of the mess of the coloring in my classroom that day since I wasn't feeling well. I had
another teacher assisting me, and so she handled all of the food items since I have been trying to kind of like keep a distance with my students since I'm having to come in not feeling my 100% best. But she used my coffee pot that I had cleaned out using the dishwasher to make sure it was sparkling fresh, and she created hot water in there and then dumped that into a crock pot and just used the packets for cocoa, and we were good to go. So the students were able to say marshmallows or no marshmallows, and then she filled the cups while they were making the ornaments and passed them out, and then walked around with a box of cookies that they gave us, and just that was all we did. So it was a super simple, fun activity day. You could do this in a classroom as long as you have permission as far as the food goes, because everyone has different rules right now as far as with COVID. So make sure you check with your administration on what your requirements are. But the nice thing about these ornament packs is that even if you have kind of strict rules, the ornament packs are separated so that each ornament comes with its own pre-packaged set. So students are not having to dig in and grab the different pieces and touch each other's stuff. So there's less worry about whether they're transmitting anything to each other or not. In all the Borax ornament stuff, it was pretty much like pour it in, dump it in, use a spoon to stir it, and so every student had their own plastic spoon and no one had to touch anything that someone else had used. So I feel like it was a pretty successful day as far as fun and easy setup, not too bad with the cleanup. The students helped me at the end, and then as far as keeping everyone safe, we were able to do that just by minimizing the number of people that were in contact with the food and making sure that the students did not reach in for supplies. So it was a good time. The kids that were in there were, students who had behaved. So it was very calm and easy, and I enjoyed it. So this is just a very quick overview of what I did. And I hope that this will spark an idea for you. If you need a last minute idea for this week for activities, head over to the Dollar Tree or the Dollar General or both and get yourself some ornaments. One idea that I would do if I was doing this in a classroom, especially if I was in a self-contained room where I was with elementary students all day, I would maybe do one of two things. I would potentially have students working on some fun station activities with review and winter themed, and then I would pull students to my table if they're younger to work with them on the ornaments, because these ornaments, since they're from the dollar stores, they don't have a lot of description as to how to put them together. So my middle schoolers were able to figure it out, but some elementary students that I have had in the past probably would have been upset because they didn't know what to do. And so I just think if you have younger kids, or if you have a class that isn't really like creative with figuring things out, then you can pull them and do it as a small group activity. The other thing I would do to personalize it, because parents love this, is take student photos with a cute little backdrop of some sort, like just paper or something, or stand them in a cute place in your room, and then print them out and hot glue the student's name and year onto the ornament once they're done putting it together. So those are my suggestions.
Hello, it's end of school day. I am so ready to go home. I do not feel good. I did not feel good all day. A friend of mine watched my class because he had planning first, and he watched my class for the first 45 minutes of the day so that I could actually come in a little bit slower. Because we don't have any subs, and I really needed a sub, but because I don't feel good. But I made it through the day. My last block was awful because I was so tired, and my ears hurt really bad, and like right here hurts, like my lymph nodes on either side. I feel a lot of pressure in my head, and I need to take medicine again, and I'm exhausted, but I made it. So I want to show you these ornaments that I did. Besides doing the felt ornaments and the foam ornaments that you can get in packs at the Dollar Tree and the Dollar General, I had a third table that I was working with, and I made borax crystal ornaments. This is upside down Borax crystal ornaments. So you can buy this in the laundry section. 20 Mule Team Borax detergent booster. Anyway, this stuff will form crystals in hot water. So basically, you take pipe cleaners and you create some kind of a design. This person did like a star or a snowflake, okay? And then so they cut them into different shapes and then twisted them together to make their design. And you have to make sure that it's not wider than the jar. And also you have to give a little bit of extra room because you want, when it grows the crystals, to be able to get it out of the jar. So tie this onto a string, tie the string onto something like a pencil, or this is just a plastic knife because we ran out. And then you put hot water in here, so boiling water, and you keep stirring borax in there until, like I did for this size jar, okay, a large canning jar, I did a quarter cup to start and just kept stirring it, and when it completely dissolved, then I put another quarter cup in until you get to where you can't stir it all in. When you get to where you can't stir it all in, it's ready to go. And just checking this to see. This one hasn't done much yet, but that one I think they made not that long ago. Anyway, this has to be left in the jar and it has to be like not touched overnight. And if it doesn't have crystals on it tomorrow or the next time that I come in here, which will be later on, next, probably Sunday at the earliest, then you know that, ooh, this one's already forming stuff. If it doesn't have crystals on it, then you know you didn't have enough borax, so you have to start over with your borax solution. Okay, here's an example of one that is already forming crystals. And then once it dries, you've got a little like frosty ornament. And you can make them different colors. It's kind of hard to get it to color, so you have to use like a lot of coloring or use the gel colors that you use for cake icing. It works better that way. Maybe one of mine will turn out a little bit. Like this one is kind of like too much and the other one was not enough. So if I can get one that'll turn out really good, then I'll show you later on, but that's it. That's all there is to it. Of course, you have to supervise because you're using boiling water. So if you were doing this in an elementary classroom, then I would say the teacher has to do the water part and then the students just dip their ornament down in there. You could supervise them if they had, silicone gloves on or something, stirring carefully the borax into the water, or you could just have them dump. If they were little, like, second, third graders, maybe even fourth graders, I would definitely be right there and just have them dump the stuff in and you stir it while they watch. And then they can tell you when they thought that it was, the consistency that you wanted for a saturated solution. So it's fun. It's just a little sciencey experiment that you can do that shows crystal growth and makes a little ornament. So that's it. So we had fun. We had our cocoa and cookies. And then this afternoon, because we had fourth block after our activity time, I just didn't think I was going to be able to do much. So what I did was I showed the movie Hidden Figures, not the whole movie. I showed the first 30 minutes of the movie and talked about the issues with women, and especially women of color, not being recognized in the field of science, which is something that I can talk about at any time during my curriculum, and it is part of my curriculum, but it's one of those things that's kind of going on in the background the whole time. So it was a good day to stop and do something random like that. I mean, we're not working on anything related to space science right now, but it's always good to talk about, diversity of scientists and making sure that everyone's represented in the scientific community. Is a good topic for them, and it's a good 21st century learning topic too. So we had some really good conversations surrounding why was it that women of color weren't recognized? Why were they not given the same opportunities? why did they have to fight so much harder for equal pay and equal recognition, and why was it when they were like old women that they got the Nobel Prize for their work, when their work is what put us in space. So it was a really good conversation, but I was just tired. So I think it was a good choice today, although some of my students got to watch 2 movies today because they had one for a reward, which was PBIS, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a way that we reward students for positive behavior. And our students met their goals. Those students got to go into the activity rooms, which my room was the cocoa and craft room, with the ornaments, and then there was a movie room. So the students that went to the movie, they got to watch The Outsiders, which we tied to SEL. And as long as you are making an educational focus, then you don't have to worry about copyright, because you're showing it for an educational purpose, and you're tying it to the curriculum, and you're having conversations and using it to teach. That covers you. So yeah, they did that today, and then some of them came over to my room and watched 30 minutes of Hidden Figures and talked about it. So I had 45-minute classes today for the 8th graders, so that's what we did. And then next week we'll watch a little bit more of it, talk about it. I just think it's a nice filler because next week is going to be a weird week. We have EOCs, which is end of course tests from the state at the high school level. And I did my final exam already, which the only group that had to have a final for me was my 7th grade, because my 8th graders and my 6th graders have me the whole year. So I'll do theirs like a semester exam like in January. And the 7th graders, they had to have it. So they're done. I did that already. But next week is the big stuff. And that is always a strange week. We always end up with our schedule all over the place. And there ends up being like these pockets of time that you have to fill with something, or else the kids get crazy. So I've already started this. So now I could show, 30 minutes here or 20 minutes there. And that's what I will do next week. And then maybe have a writing for them to do that goes along with what they learned, connect it to diversity in science. So, and I can put it in my notes of the things that I've done to promote diversity and inclusion when it comes to the end of the year evaluation. So check. And the kids like it. They love that movie. So that's my today. I am signing off. That is it for this evening. I am exhausted. I'm going home and I am going to get some sleep. And I don't even care if I eat dinner right now. My water workout was canceled because of this nose stuff going on. So I will go back on Monday if I feel better, which I'm hoping by then I will feel better. If I don't feel better after resting for 24 hours, then I might go to the urgent care this weekend because I have got to feel better next week. I can't be doing this. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little look at how to do a cocoa and craft party and some ideas that you can have. I didn't get a lot of action pics because I didn't want to involve students, and I don't have the mental or emotional capacity to handle phone calls to get permission right now. So, I got the pictures that I could get that I'm allowed to use. But you get the idea. If you have any questions or comments, or if you want to add below how you do a similar type of activity day, I would love to hear what you're doing. Love to hear what your holiday party plans are, or how you're rewarding students this time of year, and any filler activities that you do in a science classroom that help you get by when you have those awkward moments of time to fill right before break. Everybody have a great day. Don't forget to work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen. Bye for now.